Shalom. In case you don't know who I am, my name is Maj3sty. Well, I go by the professional singer-songwriter musician named Maj3sty. Um, I just want to, whoever is on here, whoever chooses to listen, the Father of all creation, Abba, the Most High, the one God, all right, God the Father, El Shaddai, Jehovah, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nisi, Elohim, Abba, Yahweh, my Father, the Father, our Father, Abba, loves you regardless of what you have ever done in your life. See, back when he called the chosen people, the children of Israel, to make sacrifices to him yearly, which is what the scriptures talk about in Hebrews, and part of Hebrews. They kept making sacrifices, but they kept sinning. And so eventually the sacrifices that the people kept making, they were no longer acceptable because they kept sinning. Because the people themselves that kept making the sacrifices of something else's blood kept sinning. So when he gave his son, right, the Son of Man, the Son of God, the anointed one, when he gave his son, right, to the world, when he put this man into the world, this child became a boy and the boy became a man, all right, that child, that boy's life, that man's life was to be the utmost and eternal sacrifice because of how much love a father has to have for his son, and for how much love that son must have to have for his father to obey him in the way to where he sacrifices himself, life and blood, right? Because there are 3 witnesses in heaven and 3 witnesses on earth. This man sacrificed himself because this is what his father told him that he needed to do, all right? Even though that Son of Man and that Son of God tried to ask his father, if it be your will, please take this cup from me, he still understood the purpose behind what he was doing, right? So Abba loves you. He loves you. He understands that you're going to make mistakes. He understands and overstands. He grasps it all that you're going to make mistakes. But what he doesn't want any of us to do, what he doesn't want any of his children to do, is to take the forgiveness for granted, and to take his love for granted, and to take that love and that forgiveness and to keep sinning, right? To keep doing the same thing. I mean, once you know better, you do better. But when you don't know better, okay, it's understandable. Abba even says he understands that, but he also has already given us what he considers to be unacceptable, and what happens to those who do these unacceptable things. So please understand that Abba loves you, and he already forgives you. We as people, as man, as woman, as boy, and as girl, and as son and daughter, as child, have to do the work to not take that forgiveness for granted, or that love for granted, so that way you can receive the same thing that the Son said that you can receive if you follow his example, in order to be with the Father. Because people, we also, all of us too, can be with the Father in the same capacity. However, no one can come to the Father but through the Son, through his example, through his message, through his testimony, through his understanding, through his obedience, his example of obedience to how we need to move, shake, and act, right? How we need to walk, how we need to talk, how we need to look. how we need to speak, how we need to govern ourselves, how we need to love each other, love Abba first, each other and ourselves, and what type of sacrifices, are going to get the job done. Shalom Aleichem.